Yeah. Did you hear that deep sigh? Kids are obsessed with this game, and you become enemy number one if you are taking it away, limiting it, controlling it. My goodness. And it has been the subject of much debate and controversy, concerns including exposure to sexual content, sexual predatory of children, which have led to some countries banning the platform. And there's also a lawsuit that was pursued last year in the US. Roblox isn't just one game, it's a number of games on one platform, and it's all a mini world simulation where everyone in the game can communicate with one another as they play this game. We speak now to John Tshinseki, president of the Zambian Cyber Security Initiative Foundation. Hi, thank you so much for joining us on Tech Africa, John.
Thank you. It's a very, I enjoy actually sharing insights and nuggets to the general public on matters that matter the most. I think I remember last month we talked about online child safety and grooming related to all that children issues. And now it's a growing discussion. We're talking about a very serious part of digital, the digital economy that now affects the children, because in the couple of years that have passed, gaming has really become such a very big thing for children, and we have seen a lot of kids onboarding on gaming platforms without supervision. And, I'm very happy to talk about this matter.
What is Roblox?
So Roblox, so people should not think it's no, it's Roblox. It's a gaming platform, a multi-gaming platform, which onboards like over 70 million, players at a given time on a daily basis that compete against and with each other, create gaming groups, also create chatting rooms with each other, where they plan and talk about how they are going to. It's like it's a competition platform, which is related to gaming. So you can actually create several other games on the same platform, and we have a lot of participants being kids, from different parts of the world. So it's an online. Online is connected. So we're actually playing real human beings on the other side of the world. You're not playing a game that simply comes like snakes and ladders. You're actually playing against fellow humans who are also part of the platform. And at certain times, in most cases, you might be picked on. A kid is picked on by maybe a predator online, and maybe start grooming them away from Roblox, maybe even take them away from the platform, chat with them, maybe on WhatsApp or Messenger. Eventually, a lot of things happen. Some of the children actually have found themselves even physically meeting people they initially met on Roblox, and a lot of things have happened. Others are harmed. If it's girls, they are raped, they are defiled. Others are murdered. And what starts from the online space trickles down to the physical space and affects children in different ways. And this actually is not becoming smaller, it's growing bigger every day. And one thing that is definitely the big concern is that this platform does not only onboard children, it also onboards impersonating children, meaning grown-ups like myself, who is maybe a bad character, bad actor with bad and evil intentions. I go to the platform and start chatting like I am also a kid, just for the purposes of me trying to get down to talk to these kids. And you see, this platform, there are games that you pay for. So a lot of devices, say cards, payment systems are connected to this platform, and millions of them actually are linked to this platform. And that means on a good day, a bad actor can actually mint millions of dollars just from vulnerable accounts that are created by unsuspecting young people on the platform who simply go there to enjoy themselves.
No, I know. My daughter's always asking me, Mom, can you please buy me 200 Robux? And I'm like, no, definitely not. So, okay, how then? So you speak about children being lured away from this platform to then say, okay, let's talk further with this person. Whose responsibility is it? I mean, I know they were pursuing a lawsuit last year in the US regarding holding the game accountable for exposing kids to these people who are potentially, not potentially, actually harmful to them. But whose responsibility is it? Is it the game people themselves? Is there more that they should be doing, or is it the parent? It's always a tricky situation. It's like putting your child on WhatsApp and then they end up in some WhatsApp group that you didn't know of, and now they've been bullied and bad things are happening. Is it WhatsApp's fault, or is it who should? You get the question.
I get it. Yes, the big tech companies are not to blame. They're in business. They are there to make money. So it's like blaming Facebook for developing Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, which I think on the other side are good platforms that are being used to connect the world together. WhatsApp is now the most widely used, messaging. It's messaging platform. Companies are using WhatsApp for in-house communication, and many others are also using the same. So it is actually not the responsibility, or the tech companies are not to blame. To blame are the parents who are giving devices and helping the children to actually even subscribe to online services as Roblox and many other platforms out there. So we tend to really misdefine love for our children in most cases by giving our kids access to devices that are not entitled to at their age, for instance, because nowadays you might agree with me that kids are more tech savvy than us. Kids are able to handle devices in a sophisticated fashion, click on platforms, apps that we didn't know actually existed on our phones. And maybe these are 10-year-old kids. Exposure, I think, is the issue here. And we tend not to really monitor what they do. And I think I also somehow also put a blame a bit on social media, let me say tech platforms, tech companies, who have been twerking around the definition of a child, anyone who is above the age of 13. According to Meta, a child is anyone who is above the age of 13. According to Zambia is anyone who is above the age of 17. That's a child. And 18, that's a child. So who is below the age of 18, Meta below the age of 13. So we shouldn't actually have played around with the definition of a child and the ceiling for who should be called a child. So on the side of the tech companies, the blame falls on them reducing the age for who should be called a child. So now we have even kids that for us, we even want, if anything, when we're growing up, would be carried on our parents' backs at 10, at 9, at 8. Who this time around, because of them being too much tech savvy, the tech companies are now following them on their parents' backs, and designing platforms that the kids can be able to relate with and enjoy and play games. And eventually, these kids are now required to create accounts. Then they find themselves on platforms like Roblox, where they have to subscribe, they have to pay for this, they have to push in money because the games get interesting as they progress one stage to another. So they're interestingly pushing you from one stage to another, from the free stages to where you have to pay. And they're making so much money, millions, because 70 million subscribers at a given time. So visitors, 70 million the world over in a day. That's a lot of money. Let's just talk about each child is spending about $1 every day. Okay, that's $70 million every day that is being made by the platform developers. And this is now us, the parents, who are encouraging our kids to stay away from good vices that would maybe improve their intelligence, being responsible, to playing games, and they become so addicted to these games to the point where even lose appetite for food. They don't want to eat because these games are requiring the child to constantly stick around the game, or else if they will snooze the game, they will lose. So they tend to attach themselves more to the platform than to their original real lives. And as parents, we also lose it because we are not monitoring what they are doing, and we don't really try to inculcate security sense in the children to make sure that they are not subjected to predators that come online for the purposes of minting, monetary resources from unsuspecting kids that, like you have said, are using their parents' bank cards. So 70 million connected bank cards online with vulnerabilities. We know that banks globally, they're vulnerable. Applications are injected with SQL injections that then manipulate the platforms. Some of the bad actors, they create exploits. Exploits are vulnerable, codes that are created for purposes of manipulating a tech platform to open loopholes for it to be hacked. So others create exploits that eventually point directly into the bank accounts for the connected cards. And what happens next? People start losing money. The money that is being lost is millions of dollars every day, unaccounted for. Why? Because of having a lot of unresponsible or irresponsible children with parents who don't really want to care much about what the children are doing online, giving them access to the devices and internet and everything else. And there we are now. We are talking about this problem, which is now growing. And technology does not go backwards. It goes frontwards, so it keeps growing. So the problems that we're discussing today, there will even be more that are going to be discussed tomorrow. So then eventually, you're going to be getting to a point where maybe we're going to start losing lives, because maybe the game is going to make the child feel victorious when they have to kill themselves from the digital space and also from the physical space. So we are talking about this right now. I think we need to manage what we can manage now, so that at least the children that we are onboarding tomorrow on this game platform will not really get to a point where they have to commit suicide and lose millions of money and the like. And as parents, let us manage our spending prudently. Let's avoid spending on vices that take our kids to dangerous, spaces where we cannot manage to bring them back when they get so addicted to those platforms. Roblox is such a platform that has really, created a lot of strife and distress, mentally and physically in the kids or in the children of, in our children globally. And I think government are not doing anything about it. They're not even discussing these issues. It's now us who have to be responsible enough and bring these matters to the table and discuss them in depth.
All right. John, unfortunately, time is not on our side, so we're going to have to end our conversation here. But thank you so much for always enlightening us. We should do this again soon.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, and have a wonderful Sunday.
All right. That was John Tshinseki, who is president of the Zambian Cybersecurity Initiative Foundation. Tech Africa's first hour is about done. We're going to go to Matapelo Mohabe, who's on standby with the 10 o'clock news. I will see you shortly after that.
SABC News. The African